Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about a Python in simplest possible way. In our previous videos, we have solved some of the printing pattern problems using for loops and string concatenation and also using string multiplication. So in this video, we will solve this particular pattern printing using for loops, string concatenation and string multiplication. So let's go ahead and solve this particular printing pattern. So now I will be taking a variable rows. Statically, I will be taking the value with 5. So here, if you carefully observe this pattern here, we are not only having these stars, we are also having spaces here. In the first line, we have 0 spaces. In the second line, we have 1 space. In the third line, we have 2 spaces. In the fourth line, we have 3 spaces. In the fifth line, we have 4 spaces. So as and when the stars are decreasing, the spaces are increasing. So like that we need to write the logic. So now what I will be taking is that I will be take a variable for spaces which is of spaces. So the value that I will be assigning is 0 because in the first row I have 0 spaces and I will increment the spaces on each iteration. So now I will take these for loops for I in I will be generating a range of values from 5 till 0. Because of that reason, I will mention rows to 0. I also mention the incrementing operator with -1 on each iteration. So by mentioning this, we can actually generate a range of values from the value 5 to the value 0. So if I mention 1 here, we want only up to 1, but I have mentioned 0 because it won't consider 1 if I mention 1. Because of that reason, I have mentioned 0 here. So now what I will be doing is that I will just make you understand what this loop generates. So based on that, we can generate that pattern. So now I will be taking these spaces and also I will be taking this value I. So after that, I will be incrementing the spaces on each iteration. So because of that reason, I will use this particular operator to mention the spaces on each iteration. If I execute this, we are getting the values as 0, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3. Like this we are getting. So here 0 means 0 spaces, 5 means 5 stars, 1 means 1 space, 4 means 4 stars. We have to replace these values with specific pattern with spaces and stars. So let us go ahead and do that. Now I have mentioning spaces and I am multiplying the spaces with this multiplication symbol with spaces. This is what we consider as string multiplication. I have explained clearly what exactly string concatenation and string multiplication in the first video of pattern printings. You can check that video to understand more clearly about string multiplication and string concatenation. Simply by mentioning this multiplication symbol, we can actually generate any number of values, any number of strings of that particular value. So here I am mentioning concatenation operator to concatenate two strings. Now what I will be mentioning is that we want stars. Because of that reason, I am mentioning string as stars and I am multiplying this star string with this specific value. That is what we are iterating on each, what we are generating on each iteration. If I execute this, so now we can actually see the same result of what we are expecting in the above. So by using this string concatenation and string multiplication, we can actually generate this pattern very simply. Uh, I hope you have understood this logic. If not, let me explain you once again. Here we are generating a range of values from given value 5 to the value 0 and decrementing with -1 on each iteration. So after that, we are taking the spaces. Initially, spaces is having 0 value on each iteration. We are incrementing the spaces. So now we are printing the spaces and concatenating with these stars. By doing this, we are actually getting this particular pattern here. So now what I will do is that I will dynamically take input from the user. Based on the user input, we will generate this particular pattern. So I am taking input and I am asking user to enter any number. So if I execute this, it was giving prompt as enter any number. So if I enter the value as 5, I can able to get this particular pattern. So if I enter the value as maybe 8, I can able to get the pattern that is what similar pattern that what we have generated. if I give some big number, let's say 19, so still we are getting the pattern like this. So by using this logic, we can generate this particular pattern with any input given by the user. I hope you have understood this logic. So I hope you can generate this pattern as well. So in the next video, we will discuss how we can generate this particular pattern using string concatenation and string multiplication, also using for loop. So if you can solve this particular pattern, you can actually solve and put your solution in the comment section. Anyway, we will discuss this particular pattern in the next video. So to stay updated, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications on, so that whenever I upload any video, you will get the notification. So I hope you have understood this video. If that is true, hit the like button, and thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.